Hello Pisces, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Pisces for the week of September 12th. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have here for you, Pisces. Do hope things are going well for you, hope things are good. I am using the Psychic Tarot as well as the Higher Self Affirmation deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. All right, let me make sure we're all set up here and in view. Okay, looks just about good enough to me. Pisces, definitely liking what I'm seeing here for you. I'm going to put this up here and then we'll also take 1, 2, 3 of these Higher Self Affirmation cards. All right. So definitely, first thing that kind of stuck out to me here when I put these cards down was the double threes here. So threes in tarot represent other people. Social situations can involve other people. Three is a number of Trinity, but also, these cards are just overwhelmingly positive here. You do have a challenge that's in the distant past here. There's been something that you've worked through in the past here, Pisces, and it seems like there's clear skies ahead. I also should say that for some of you, if you are taking a trip, if you're taking a trip and you're single and you're interested in finding someone, there could be somebody that you find along your path here. Even if you're not taking a trip, what could be going on is there could be somebody that comes in here for you if you're single that when you're not expecting it, or there's this feeling of, how do I say this? There's this feeling of something in your life being cleared, and then that makes way for somebody else to enter, or somebody new to enter. So let's just go ahead and dive in. So in the overall situation, you have this fertility card, which is the Empress in the tarot. The Empress is an incredibly positive sign in any tarot reading. The Empress is a major sign of abundance. It is all about fertility and prosperity. You can see this is, I believe, connecting to the heart chakra here. This green dot, it would make sense. But you can see the tree that is growing out of the Empress here. The thing is, that represents some type of harvest. And it represents this idea of being able to plant a seed and then allowing that to grow, right? This is idea of fertility and kind of being fertile with ideas, and also being able to nurture something. So you plant something and nurture that thing that you plant into something that's big, right? Into something that's successful, or into something that's abundant. It is like the mother who nurtures their children to grow up to become strong and big and smart. But you can attach that to other situations with tarot. So this could be you, starting your consulting business. This could be you, going on a trip. Maybe travel is not something you've experienced a lot, or something like that. And this is a fear that you want to work through. Like the fear of flying or something like this, right? You can really nurture something and go for it at this time. And so it's definitely a very good sign to see. Now, in the past, you have the Nine of Swords as well as the Three of Cups here showing up. And so the Nine of Swords is what I would consider to be the mental health card. In this deck, they call it Suffering in Silence. It can be a card of isolation, but it's really about anxieties, maybe fear. It's definitely a big card of fear. You can't tell in this illustration, but this person is fearful that in other illustrations, they're having a nightmare. They're in the middle of having a nightmare, and they're fearful of something that's happening. And so the thing is, this is showing up in the distant past. And so some of you may have had fears or anxieties related to group situations here. So you have this social card. The Rejoice and Celebration card is the Three of Cups. This refers to other people. It refers to your social circle. It refers to, your friends, or the people the company that you keep. And it is possible that some of you have had situations related to others here that were a struggle or a challenge. And in fact, I'm getting this message here where some of you just maybe, if some of you may have cut the dead weight in that, like if there was somebody in your life that just wasn't contributing to your happiness, whether, I get the sense that this is a friend or a family member. I feel like some of you have just set healthy boundaries around that connection. And as a result, this has allowed you to really step into something new and really bloom, like see something bloom in your life as a result of letting go of someone or a connection here. In the future, you have the Eight of Wands as well as the Two of Cups here. What an amazing combination to find these two cards. This Eight of Wands card is personally my favorite illustration in this Oracle deck. It's one of my favorite cards of any deck of any kind ever. Just take a look here. This person is like watching a shooting star. There's this really cool gradient from the light in the background. They're among, the mountains. They're in nature. And what a cool scene, right? Wouldn't it be so cool to be in this sort of scene? And this idea here with this Eight of Wands, this idea is it can talk about travel, it can talk about flight, it can talk about moving forward, accelerated motion as it says, something pushing ahead, something that may have been stuck before no longer being stuck. And it can also talk about good news on the way, and it's a card that can be an event that happens so quickly that it sort of leaves you breathless, or kind of like, whoa, like leaves you in shock, where it's like, whoa, I never saw that coming. Just like if you've ever seen a shooting star before, it's like, you don't expect shooting stars to just be out there. But when you do see them, they are incredible. They are like so cool when you see one, especially if you're like in a area that has a low light pollution and a high density of, like you can see a high density of stars. But and so anyway, so there's this situation here that could be happening in the future for you, maybe connected to travel, but it could be connected to just this idea that like you're free because you've removed some sort of connection here that wasn't fulfilling you. You feel free, and this person comes in if you are single. Now, the other thing is, this could be very good for you in a business context. I think for many of you, this could be related to just connections, like relationships of any type in your life, friendships, whatever, family, whatever. But for others of you, this could be around, planting some sort of abundant seed in your life as well, or seed of abundance, or like business idea. But let's just go ahead and let's try to get some additional messages here. So you have the third eye chakra, you have the Hermit, you have the Four of Pentacles, and you have the Hanging Man. Okay, so the third eye chakra here in the past, this is about some type of intuition that you've had. The third eye chakra is right in between the eyebrows. It connects to the pineal gland, which sits at the back of your head, right in between the left and the right hemispheres of your brain. The pineal gland is like your spiritual vision. It's your foresight. And your third eye, as it connects to that, is your knowingness. Okay, it's what you know. The truth is that we're all psychic, okay? There's just this word, the word psychic. This is something that media has, we as humans, we have interesting attachments around the word psychic. But anyway, we all have a third eye chakra, which means we all have intuition. And there's been an intuition here that you've had in the past about a person or a situation or something here. I do think that some of you have separated. This has maybe given you some time and space alone here with this Solitude card. The Hermit card, or the Solitude card here, this is all about finding wisdom from within. As you see, they're holding the book, but they're also within nature. They're kind of in the same kind of scene here as the Eight of Wands person. And they are connecting through introspection. They're also becoming wiser. They're becoming a master of their life. And I think that some of you have learned something very important here in the past. And I think you've trusted what you feel with the third eye chakra, or trusted what you know is what I should say. You have the Four of Pentacles, which is about your firm foundation or your stability in the world. The Four of Pentacles can come forward when maybe You're a little bit frightened about losing what you have, but recognize that the firm foundation is there, right? The foundation is there, and even if we get knocked down, because we have a firm foundation, we can get right back up. That's what the Four of Pentacles is all about. And letting go of any sort of scarcity mindset or scarcity thinking, easier said than done. I know it's easy for me to say that, but certainly coming in here because you have a major energy of abundance with the Empress. And so just keep that in mind. But then you do have this Hanging Man as well, which is about sacrifice. And it's this idea that at the end of the day, sometimes we have to let something go to get something else, right? And sometimes we have to make sacrifices in our life to sort of pursue new timelines. It's interesting, the rainbow is coming into this person and they have their hands in prayer. It is this idea of like maybe you are connecting with higher source or higher energy, and you may be getting like some spiritual downloads here with all of these cards in the future. Let's go ahead and take a look at what these oracle cards are to get some additional messages. Let's try to refine this message even more here. Okay, so you have oneness. I experience myself in connection with all life. We are all echoes of the same song. That's interesting, considering what I feel like is going on here in the future. You have flow. I actively facilitate flow state. Find your flow. And then you also have change. I embrace change as a sacred sign of life. There's always movement. Yeah, I think this change energy is very important for you. The Eight of Wands is about change. Again, it's something that like you don't see coming or something that you can't prepare for. It just kind of happens. And this idea of there's always movement, I think sometimes gets lost. So yeah, especially look, if you've been stuck in a pattern here with this sacrifice card showing up, where you're kind of just day in, day out, same thing, I think there might be some sort of really positive change here coming forward. And it's always best to embrace change because change is change. Again, it's another one of those things that's very easy to say, but very hard to put into practice. So let's go ahead and let's move up the pyramid here. But if you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. So you have the Two of Pentacles, you have the Four of Swords, and you also have the Ace of Cups. Okay. Definitely like what I see here. There's for many of you, if you are single, there's absolutely love here showing up in the future. Again, feels very exciting. Again, and I also feel like this is not necessarily something that you're even seeking out. Like you're not like saying, okay, I'm going to download Tinder, I'm going to download Hinge, and I'm going to swipe until I go on 10 dates, and then I'm going to see what I like. I don't think that that's what's going on here. I think that you are just embracing some sort of change that's maybe being brought forward to you here. And as you embrace the change, someone steps in or something happens, or you find something that you weren't looking for, right? And I definitely feel like that is the case. You have this Rest and Rejuvenate card. There's this other message of you connecting with nature or connecting with something above you or outside of you, in that maybe you're connecting to your spirituality at this time as well. I definitely think that could be important. Now, in the past here, this movement, choices, decisions here, you can see that this card's been coming in for like the collective here in this week, but you can see that there are so many doors that are in front of them. They could walk into all of these different doors here, and each door has different types of themes towards it. And I think, again, in the past, you've had to make some maybe challenging decisions about people in your life that are fulfilling you or not fulfilling you. And yeah, again, I think that this has opened even more doors for you. Let's go ahead and let's see what else we have here. So you have the Chariot, as well as the Six of Swords. So yeah, I also think that some of you are feeling extra confident right now because you did something that was maybe not so easy for you personally. The Chariot card here, which is the Triumph card, is a card of victory. However, it's not just winning something, it is winning something based on or based around self-discipline. And so I feel that you are feeling extra confident because you've done something that was a struggle for you, and you feel very good about yourself, and you're sort of patting yourself on the back, which is good for you, is what I would say, good for you, because you've let go of something that was hard to let go of here. Probably a person, but you had an intuition about something that you just had to let go of. You have this Six of Swords here in the future, this moving on energy, transition, right? You are absolutely, some of you are traveling here with the Eight of Wands and the Six of Swords, but some of you are absolutely transitioning to a new place in your life. This is like a rite of passage. This is you leaving the pain behind you. In this case, I think having worked through it or done what you can to work through it, and you're moving into something that's much more fulfilling, supportive for you. At the top of the pyramid, you have the transformation card, which is the death card, but this is the right illustration. This person here is becoming a butterfly, and that's really what the death card is all about. It's about a transformation, and this feels very deep for you here in the future. I also think there's a very strong love connection coming in. If that's something that you are looking, again, I don't know if you're even looking for it, but it's like if it's something that you're open to, that could certainly be the case. There could be also just transformations in your love situation, but yeah, I mean, look at this heart chakra here on the bottom. Definitely love it. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.